Good morning. It's time for us to review our Chapter 3 over subtraction before taking our test tomorrow. This is a step-by-step walkthrough of the review problems on pages 179, 180, and 181 in your MyMath textbook. All right, let's look at the vocabulary check. It says choose the correct word or words to complete each sentence. Number 1, the answer to a subtraction problem is called the difference. D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Difference. All right, number 2, when I blank, and it's good to cross them out once you use them. Okay. When I blank, I take away the lesser number from the greater number. When I subtract, okay, number 3, I can blank to trade equal amounts when renaming a number. And I can regroup. That's what regrouping is when we trade equal amounts to rename a number. All right. Number 4, when I do not need an exact answer, I can what? To find one that is close. And that is estimate. Estimate means not an exact answer, but one that is close. Number 5, a number sentence in which one quantity is taken away from another quantity is a subtraction sentence. Subtraction. Sorry about the shaking, guys. Sentence. And I'm going to cross it out. All right. And number 6, 2 operations that can undo each other, as in addition and subtraction, are called inverse operations. I-N-V-E-R-S-E. Operations. That means they undo each other. All right, so now we're done with our vocabulary check. Let's look at concept check. Number 7, subtract mentally by breaking apart the smaller number. 884 minus 51. Well, this is how I would break apart 51 to make it easier. I would say 884 minus 50, okay? So let's see, 4 minus 0 is 4, 8 minus 5 is 3, 8 minus 0 is 8. And so I already subtracted 50 of the 51. Now I just need to subtract the 1. And 4 minus 1 is 3. So 833 is our answer. Number 8. 283 minus 171. I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the last one. I'm going to break apart 171 into 170 and then subtract 1 at the end. 3 minus 0 is 3, 8 minus 7 is 1, 2 minus 1 is 1. And then don't forget to subtract the 1 to get the final answer. 3 minus 1 is 2, 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1. So 112 is our answer. And 724 minus 616. So I'm going to take 724 and subtract 600 because now I'm showing you, but you really can do this part in your head. So we know that 724 minus 600 would be 124. Then we need to subtract that 16 from the 124. So I'm going to break 16 into 10 and 6. So 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. And 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, so we still have 6. We still have 6 we need to subtract, right? Okay, so just to make it even like trying to do it without having to regroup, right? So 114, we could break 6 up into 4 and 2. So I'm going to subtract the 4 first and get 110. And then from 110, I can subtract 2. And I know 10 minus 2 is 8. So our answer is 108. 108. Excuse me. All right, let's go on to the next page. And now we're going to estimate number 10. It says estimate. Round each number to the indicated place value. Number 10, 765 minus 121, and we're going to round to the nearest tens. 765 rounds up to 770. 121 rounds down to 120. And 770 minus 120 is 650. And let's look at number 11. I'm going to scoot it down a little bit. It's not sitting up there right. Okay, 2,219 minus 1,109. And we're going to round to the nearest hundreds. Okay, so look at 2,219. I'm looking in the tens column to round to the nearest hundreds, and there's a 1 in my tens column. So I know we're going to round down to 2,200. And let's do the same thing over here for 1,109. Tens column is a 0, so we know we're going to round that down to 1,100. And, oops, excuse me, 2,200 minus 1,100 equals 1,100. All right, so now let's go down to number 12. Subtract. Use addition to check your answer. All right, so let's start in the ones column of number 12. 3 minus 7, you can't do it, so go next door and regroup. 110 is 10 ones. So 10 ones plus 3 ones makes 13 ones. And now we're ready to subtract. 13 minus 7 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So our answer is 426, but we need to check 426 plus 227, and we should get 653. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 4 plus 2 is 6. So yes, our answer is correct because we checked it with addition and we got the number we started with when we added the answer with the number we subtracted. All right, let's look at number 13. Ooh, I see some zeros we're going to have to subtract from. We're going to subtract across zeros here. Let's start in the ones column. 500 minus 130. 0 minus 0 is 0. We go next to the tens, and we can't subtract 0 minus 3, so we go next door to the hundreds, regroup 100 as 10 tens, so we cross out the 0 and put 10 tens, and 10 minus 3 is 7. 4 minus 1 is 3. All right, 370. Let's add to check our answer. 370 plus 130. 0 plus 0 is 0. 7 plus 3 is 10. Regroup that one over here. And 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Did we get the original number we started with? Yes, we did. All right, let's look at number 14. 3,485 minus 1,297. Start in the ones column. 5 minus 7, we can't do it, so we're going to go next door to the tens and regroup a 10 as 10 ones. So this becomes 15 ones, and we're going to subtract. 15 minus 7 is 8. 7 minus 9, nope, can't do it. So go next door to the hundreds. Regroup 100 as 10 tens, and 10 tens plus 7 tens becomes 17 tens. 17 tens minus 9 tens is 8 tens. And 3 minus 2, 300s minus 200 is 100. 3,000 minus 1,000 is 2,000. So our answer is 2,188. But let's check with addition just to make sure. And so 2,188 plus 1,297. All right, 8 plus 7 is 15. Regroup. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Regroup. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 2 plus 1 is 3. Did we get the original number we started with? 3,485. 3,485. Yes. So our subtraction was correct. All right, let's look at number 15. 608 minus 45. Okay, so we have to start out by putting the problem in here. So 608 minus 45. And we're looking for the unknown. That's this gray box, okay? Don't let that trip you up. It just means what is the answer. And then we're going to rewrite the answer here where it says the unknown is. All right, so 8 minus 5 is 3. 0 minus 4, we can't do it, so go next door to the hundreds and regroup 100 as 10 tens. Now we can subtract. 10 tens minus 4 tens is 6 tens, and 5 hundreds minus 0 hundreds is 5 hundreds. So the unknown is 563. And number 16, $3,568. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. $3,568 minus $639. Okay. All right. So let's start in our ones column. 8 minus 9, we can't do that. So we have to go next door to the tens. Regroup a 10 as 10 ones, and this becomes 18 ones. 18 minus 9 is 9. 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 minus 6, we can't do it. So go next door to the thousands and regroup 1,000 into 10 hundreds. And 10 hundreds plus 5 hundreds makes 15 hundreds. And 15 minus 6 is 9. And 2 minus 0 is 2. So the unknown is $2,929. $2,929. All right, let's look at number 17. 3,008 minus 1,836. Okay, 3,008 minus 1,836. All right, 8 minus 6 is 2. 0 minus 3, we can't do it. Oh, there's no hundreds even, so go all the way over to the thousands and regroup 1,000. And that becomes 10 hundreds. But we can't stop there because we need some tens. So we're going to regroup 100 as 10 tens. And now we can subtract. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 8 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So the unknown is 1,172. All right, now I'm going to push my paper up so it's just a little bit easier to see. So we can look, excuse me, at number 18. Algebra. Use addition to find each unknown. Okay, so we need to find what the square is. So 4 plus what equals 5? That's how we're supposed to solve these. Well, I know that 4 plus 1 equals 5, so this should be 1. And 3 plus what equals 8? Well, I know that 3 plus 5 equals 8. Now let's look at number 19. Okay, so it says use addition to find each unknown. All right, so we're looking for the square. So 8 plus 4 should equal 12. So the square, sorry. Hold on just a second. Okay. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, let's find, here's what we need to do first, okay? I know this one is a little bit confusing, and the reason I'm pausing is that I'm recalculating in my head how to figure out the answer. I do have it figured out ahead of time, but this one was a little bit different for me. So here's how I would solve it. Okay. So we know that when we're using addition, this 5 doesn't necessarily represent 5 because we probably had to regroup over here. Okay. So, 9, I know that 6 plus 9 equals 15. So I know that the triangle here should be 9. Okay. So, this, okay, the only way I can explain to you how to figure this one out for me is to also say, that if we made 6 plus 9 made 15, okay, because if it's already 6 and we're adding, it can't come out to just 5. It would have to be 15. So we know that that's why the triangle is 9, okay? So we would have to regroup that 10 over here. So it would actually be 1 plus 8, which equals 9, and then 9 plus 4, which would make this square a 3 for 13, which you would then have to regroup the 100 over here. Okay, and then the 1 plus 0 would equal the 1. Now, I know that is super, super tricky and a little bit like confusing. The other way that I figured it out is this. We know that this is 86, right? And so once we figure out that 6 plus 9 equals 15, then we know that this number is 49. And you could come over here and go 86 plus 49. Well, what number should that come out to? 6 plus 9 is 15. Regroup. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. So we know that the middle number in this top number, which is represented by the square, is a 3. Okay, so that is the other way to figure that one out. Once you figure out that the triangle is 9, it's kind of like a puzzle. Then you can add these two numbers together and see what this number is and see what the square, what's the missing square, and it's the 3. Okay. All right, now let's look at number 20. Hopefully it's not quite as complicated. All right. So, let's see. Let's look at the square. Should we look at the square first? Not quite. Okay. So, a 2 plus 8 will make 10, and then you're regrouping here. No, that doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. So, oh, well, that's okay. That would be a different way. It says use addition to find each unknown. I'm struggling with these guys, and I'm just going to tell you what they are. The square is actually 2, and the triangle is actually 9, and this is how I would figure out. I'm going to take the top number, which I have all the digits for, okay? And it's kind of like a puzzle, okay? And they're trying to stretch your brain and make you work, your brain. And then instead of subtracting this number, I can subtract this number right here, and that will give me this number. So I can figure out what's the square and what's the triangle, because honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm not sure what the square and what the triangle is in this particular case. And I don't want to take the time to try to figure that out while I'm trying to explain it to you. Okay, so 0 minus 2, we can't do that. So I'm going to regroup 110 into 10 ones, and 10 minus 2 is 8. So that corresponds. That's right, because we're finding this number right here. Okay. All right. And then 1 minus 2, we can't do that. So go next door to the hundreds. Regroup 100 as 10 tens, and 10 tens plus 1 10 will be 11. 11 tens. And 11 tens minus 2 tens equals 9 tens. Now look, that is the triangle number, which is why we put that there. Okay, and now 8 minus 7 is 1, and 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay, so that's how I figured out what the square and the triangle is on number 20. I took the number that the original number, and instead of subtracting the one that had the missing digits, I subtracted what their answer was in order to find what the square and the triangle were. And it was 2 is the square and 9 is the triangle. Okay, so now let's turn the page to page 181 and look at our problem solving. All right, it says, an artist created a piece of art with 675 round glass beads. There were also 179 beads in the shape of a heart. Write a number sentence to find about ooh, that's important, about how many more round beads there were. Okay, that word about means we're going to estimate, okay? Now, since both numbers are in, they're both in the hundreds, but to get a more precise, estimate, we could round to the nearest 10. But really, we just need to